Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing okay. Thanks for joining me on yet another video here on Vatsim 101. If you haven't yet already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button down below and also hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Alright, so what we're going to be doing today is having a look at a not so new piece of software. It's been out for exactly 1 year now, so they're celebrating its anniversary release. And the software is called LukeAirTool. Alright, so you probably have heard of it. Maybe you've even downloaded it from flightsim.to for free, I might add. And basically what it does is that it adds audio immersiveness to your flight. So that includes pilot, captain, cabin crew announcements, and also the general hubbub of passenger movements, whether they're getting on or getting off. And yeah, just generally the things that you would hear on a flight, that's what it adds to your simulation experience. All right, so we're going to be just delving a little bit into the program and seeing how we can make it work for us. So let's get into the cockpit and start our tutorial. Okay, so once again we're in the cockpit of the A320 Airbus, and what we're going to do now is just boot up the LukeAirTool. Okay, which is right there in front of us. Now I will say that this file is a standalone file, meaning that when you do download it from flightsim.to, you don't need to drop it into the community folder as you do with many other programs you download. So this one just stands alone. You unpack it and put the icon somewhere where you can find it, perhaps on your taskbar or in the start menu, and then when you double click on it, you end up with this page. All right, so you've got two icons here. You've got a quick setup, which is for new users and returning user. Okay, and then it's back to this one. All right, so you do have to actually create an account and sign in, and by doing that you get more operational functionalities with the program. So we'll do that. We'll sign in. And once you sign in, you end up with this screen. Okay, so right, so just looking at this, basically you've got LukeAirTool's tutorials. That's a direct link to the YouTube web pages where you'll see a number of short videos, video tutorials on this software. Discord, website, about, and facility there to donate should you so desire. And also some stats down here as well. All right, now there is a bit of a social side to LukeAirTool. So you've got here at the top, Robbie Martin, you've got my current score 1713, and I'm down as student. All right, and if I click on this, you have a leaderboard, and just looking on the left here, you've got some big numbers that I'm way off from these guys here. All right, got some catching up to do. So yeah, there seems to be some sort of scoring system here on LukeAirTool. Okay, so going on to profile now. Let's just do that. Right, so clicking on profile, it brings you to this screen here. So you can see my progress bar on student. The threshold is 6,000 for the student. I've just passed the, I think, new pilot stage there. And they have all my flights. So my first flight was 14th of September, so I haven't been using the software that long, but I have done 5 flights so far. And it has a server. You can pull the data from the server. All right, just on the left here you've got mail. Not sure who the mail messages go to really, but yeah, facility there. Perhaps it's the creators. You can send the message if you wish. Social, current flights. Okay, so these are all the flights that's taking place right now, and if you click on one of them, you can go down here and now you can actually view a flight tracker, and it's a live flight tracker, so we might just see it moving. I think it just moved there, so this is the aircraft moving across to its destination. Okay. Right, and if you like that flight, you can actually copy it. So click on that and it will bring you to the flight setup. All right, next is announcements. Oh, just to say you've got a friends list down here as well. All right, so moving along to the announcements. Brings up this screen, okay? So just clicking on the top tab here. So this is generally what you're going to play when you start the boarding process. So you'll hear that, passengers getting onto the aircraft. And also passenger chatter as well. Cool. And then you got the various icons.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the captain and the entire crew, welcome aboard. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt.
Alright, so that seems to be a generic voice for these icons. So note that we haven't actually selected any airline. So if you use this drop down menu, you can see there's a whole host of airline companies. Okay, so let's try Thai Airways and see how that affects the announcements.
Sawasdee krab ขอต้อนรับทุกท่านสู่บริการเอื้องหลวงที่พร้อมให้ความมั่นใจกับทุกท่านตลอดเที่ยวบินนี้เพื่อความปลอดภัย
สวัสดีครับท่านผู้โดยสารยินดีต้อนรับสู่เที่ยวบินนี้เพื่อความปลอดภัยของท่านโปรด
Ladies and gentlemen,
Alright.
the captain has turned
So
off
it's
the
gone
fasten
back on that one, it's gone
seatbelt
back to
sign, and you
English.
may now move around the cabin.
Okay, let's try another one. So let's go to the one we're on, TUI. So if we just perhaps tap T, and you can see TUI there. So let's try that. I haven't been on TUI myself.
Flight with TUI. Whether it's your first flight or your 50th, do take a moment to look and listen as we talk you through the magic of flying.
Wow, that's a long intro to announcement, isn't it?
Welcome to your flight with TUI. Whether it's your first flight or your 50th.
Okay, so we get the idea. Pretty amazing, really, to capture all these different languages and airlines. So it's no small feat, is it? But there we are, we have it, and
Hyvää päivää, hyvät matkustajat, ja tervetuloa Finnairin OneWorld-lennolle.
Excellent. All right, good. So yeah, so we've done all that, and boarding audio. Haven't got that on just yet. In fact, I might actually have it on TUI. So let me just go back to TUI. I'll show you how I program that shortly. So try that. No, it's Thomas Cook. Let's try TUI. Although TUI is Thomas Cook. Right. Okay. So you can see here that you can program individual pieces of music onto each of these airlines. So that's pretty expandable, isn't it? Now, just looking down here, so we're going to go to tab 2. You've got a selection list, a numerical selection list there. Okay, so up to 11. And we're going to look at this very soon, and to see how we can actually import custom announcements into LukeAirTools. All right, so let's just go back out of that. Okay, so that's announcements done. Now we're going to go to the main thrust of this program, which is the flight setup. So let's click on this. Okay, now what you can see here is the ability to choose 4 different types of flights. So you've got cargo, real passenger route, passenger, and general aviation. So that says coming soon. Moving over to cargo, it will bring you to the same menu as passenger. Okay, real passenger route, click on that. Right, so you're presented with this page with a map, and you can actually select your airline to try and find a route that your airline does. So let's select easy. Okay, we'll click on go, and there you can see the EasyJet logo pops up. And just in this box here, you've got quite a number of EasyJet flights. Funny enough, actually, I can't find London. Right, so you have to actually put the IATA code in it to actually find your chosen departure. So if you go to the filter icon, you can actually filter it by departure, destination, or flight number. All right, and just click on filter, and it will filter that out for you. And there you have the information there. So if you click on that, then it will basically bring you back to the flight setup page. All right, and if you don't know the IATA code or the ICAO code of your airport, so just click on this one here, find ICAO, and it brings you to the AV codes, IATA codes website database, and you can actually search like that. Okay, so going back, right, so let's go back to the flight setup page, and we'll click passenger. All right, so what you can do with this, the good thing is that you can actually import your flights from SimBrief. Okay, now to do that, we'll jump across to the settings page. Okay, and there you have your account information, and go to main app. All right, and just down here, you just type in your username at SimBrief, okay, and click set. Pretty much it's the same principle as you would do with the A320 Airbus on the MCDU screen there. Okay, so let's go back, come out of this, and go back. Right, so click on this tab here, and it gets the information from SimBrief for your last recorded flight. Okay, it will draw that into the software. So you can see my last one was the UK to Germany. Select your aircraft, which is, we'll do A320neo. Doesn't have A320nx there. So that's the flight number, okay, and commercial, and your sim, manufacturer, Airbus, model. Okay, this is for your seating arrangement, so we'll choose LukeAirTool's own design. And you have your departure there, and destination, and you need to verify the route like that. Okay, and it goes to black. All right, these ones here are for your layover flight if you're doing a 2-stop flight. Instaboard, which means passengers will be loaded instantly, and make sure you have this one checked, because that's the whole purpose really of the software, is to have cabin announcements. So make sure that one's clicked, and just type in your the amount of passengers that you selected when you were creating your SimBrief flight plan. All right, and you can see there the general destination, route, departure, and arrival. It doesn't actually show your flight plan. So click on next. Oh, by the way, you've got information here, runway length, okay, on both departure and destination airports. All right, so click on next, and then you're presented with this screen. Make sure auto announcements are selected, because it does sense whereabouts your aircraft is, whether it's taxiing, on takeoff, or cruise, whatever stage of flight. The system actually detects where you are. Okay, so that's really cool. You've got sync data here, so I'm not sure exactly what that does. It just clicks it and it doesn't do anything. So I suppose behind the scenes data has been synced with the software. Okay, use virtual airline announcements. Okay, I haven't really used that one. Toggle virtual airline announcements. Okay, virtual airline. So I haven't used that yet, so I won't bother to talk about it. So airline. Okay, now we're using TUI, aren't we? So we'll click tap T and go to TUI. Okay, and route is confirmed, and we'll just click on next. Okay, and there you have some more information about our aircraft, airline, and also the time of day. You can see that it's evening time, so it's given these images there. Okay, departure destination, estimated flight time. Okay, this includes taxiing time as well, your en route distance, and so on and so forth. Okay, now this one here, when we click on that, notice what it says. FSUIPC is required to start. Now, I deliberately exited the FSUIPC software just to remind me to mention this to you. So you do need FSUIPC to run this software. Now, you don't have to pay for FSUIPC unlicensed version. Okay, so you can just download that from the website and just install it. So don't pay for it. It's free just to install, and all this software needs, it just needs to see that FSUIPC is installed, and that will connect you to the sim. All right, pretty much like Navigraph needs Symlink to connect to MSFS 2020, then this software and a lot of other software actually needs FSUIPC. Okay, so just install it, and then you can actually continue with the program. So I'm just going to run FSUIPC from the other screen, and it's running now. So we'll try this again, and there we are. Got boarding pass, and you've got a loading scale here, and I'll just drag this across because it's put it on the other screen. All right, so this is now the screen that you'll end up with. This is the screen that you're going to be working from as your flight progresses. All right, so you can see here we've got the familiar icons that we just looked at, and now you have the seating plan. So remember that we selected LukeAirTool's seating plan, and this is how it actually turns out. You can actually design your own seating plan, so we'll look at that shortly. All right, and basically you have a map here. So if you double click on that, you can see that your aircraft is positioned there at London Gatwick. Okay, so we'll just get rid of that. All right, you do have a always on top check mark here. You can actually use a checkbox to keep it on top. All right, so now we've got our announcements. All right, there we are, just double checking. And all we do now basically is just click on board passengers. Okay, but before we do that, let's go into, let's just uncheck this. Let's just go into the MCDU. So let's just go down here. All right, and let's go down to MCDU menu. Now, there's been a recent update on this. I'm not sure if you noticed, but if we just go to the ARC menu and then go to weight and balance, okay, so here we can actually, let's go in a bit closer. All right, so here we can actually request from SimBrief our OFP, operating flight plan. Okay, and that brings that up. Okay, and click on refuel. Okay, good. So that's refueled the aircraft for our current flight, as you can see there. Right. Okay, so let's just put this screen over here, and actually what we can do is get back LukeAirTools. So we'll do that, and we'll just position this here. You can't actually resize this box, so it just stays there really. So let's move this right there. Okay, so if you move over now to page 2, we'll just click that. Move over to page 2, and it presents you now with this screen, which is pretty new really, just in a recent update. I've just seen this. So what you need to do now is just click on send, and there it actually downloads the information sheet for your current flight. Okay, so you can see we've got 171 passengers. No one's loaded yet. Now what you can do is actually synchronize both loading, so you can click on board passengers and also start boarding on the actual aircraft itself. Now this one, when you click on start boarding there, it loads much quicker than this one here. So I'm going to click on this, okay, and start boarding on the MCDU. You notice here that this is down to 170 passengers, and you've got already 10 passengers already boarded. So this is going to load the passengers much quicker than LukeAirTools does. Okay, I think obviously with LukeAirTools it's more realistic, and just want to show you here the neat thing about this new update is that you can see the passengers as they board the aircraft, the weight is actually being added. So that's pretty neat, eh? Nice one. All right. Okay, so while that is going on, now back to LukeAirTools, you can see that the aircraft seats are becoming populated. If you click on that, you can actually see the names of individuals and male or female in the particular seats that they're occupying. All right, the toilets there, galleys, first class perhaps, front seats there. Alright, so that pretty much is the software actually working for us. Just along here you've got a very neat and nice addition. You can actually download the departure METAR, okay, and raw data as well. So you've got that there, and the destination METAR as well. Okay, so if for some reason you can't get it on the box or you can't get it on from the fly pad, then don't forget that you've actually got the facility to actually get your METAR right here. Okay, and just go in here, you've got pushback assist. Now this is, it says disabled at the moment. I haven't actually used this because I use pushback helper. You guys, you might be using the other pushback helper in-game panel version. All right, but just bear in mind that you do have it here, but it only works for MSFS at the moment, I understand. All right, so just going to this screen here. This is your flight log. Okay, not sure why you need that there. And this is your cabin crew toggle. All right, so you want to keep that on, and also you have here facility to turn
Ladies
on
and gentlemen,
Wi-Fi.
the captain has now turned on the Wi-Fi for you to access. Please check the seat pocket for Wi-Fi information. If you need any assistance, ask for one of our crew members. Thank you.
All right, so if you have a look at the passenger count, you've got 153 already boarded from the MCDU as far as the actual aircraft is concerned, but from LukeAirTools you still have 115 passengers to go. All right, so all right, let's just go back to that screen there. So boarding audio. Over here you have volume. Not sure which one it is. Okay, so you can use the announcement slider to turn it down. And ambient sound, you can turn that up as well. All right, and back down there. And turn that off. Okay, right, so looking down here you have file, and you can go straight to settings on that one there. Pilot, you've got a welcome announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. I will kindly ask you to take your seats as we are preparing for our prompt departure. Thank you.
Alright, and so on and so forth. Prepare for boarding.
Cabin crew, prepare for boarding.
Okay, and so on and so forth. Alright, not sure what this one's for. Connect and disconnect. And you have METAR toggle, ground map toggle, etc. Map external, full screen. Okay, there we go. We've seen that already. And manage tools. Alright, charts. Okay, so if you click on this, you have the ability to look at charts. Alright, now this is really neat. So let's say, for example, we want our destination airport. So we're going to type in Echo. Right, we'll have to scroll back on this one. A little bit of a bug there. So DDH. Okay. And now you can't tap your return key, otherwise it gives you this sound. You have to actually click search. Okay, so right, there we are. Now the good thing is that you've got all the charts and airport information that you need right in one easy package, and no need for a subscription like as you do with Navigraph. So that's pretty neat, eh? Look at that, and you've got any airport available to you. So what you can do, because you've got limited facilities on this to actually turn it around, and you can actually zoom in from your mouse if you want, but you can actually save it, okay, and you can actually print it out, and you can actually save it as PDF. Why would you want to print this out? I don't know, but yeah, so it's all available here, and I think with this perhaps you can go straight to Adobe as well. All right, so that's a nice neat feature on LukeAirTools. Okay, audio, you can turn off the ambience there, and you got the volume low, medium and high. All right, so yeah, some additional features right from the boarding screen there. You can see your score. The score will actually increase as you progress in your flight. All right, and you'll end up with a final score when you land once you click on close FSUIPC. All right, so yeah, so that's that pretty much. Number 2, we've got the numerical keys there you can select. So what we're going to do now is literally just close this, because we can't actually do anything else unless we actually close this down. So I'm going to close this. All right, and we can go back to our screen here. All right, so we've done flight setup, okay, and moving along to tools. Okay, so charts we've looked at, seat plan creator. Right, so if you wish, you can actually create a seat plan for the particular aircraft you're using. So you have rows here, and you have columns. Okay, so we can put, say, 29 rows in and 7 columns. Click generate, and that will give you on block what you've selected. You've got the ability to actually put aisles in. Now, I haven't actually fully worked this one out. It says if you click on the aisles that you want, or the seats that you want to make aisles, if it turns red, then it's selected. Add aisle. All right, and yeah, once we go back to add aisle, it just says this, and I don't know how to get around that. Okay, so yeah, pretty much I'm not going to be creating any aisles. Okay, but you do have the ability to actually load an aisle. Okay, that's been pre-made by others, so you can select the manufacturer, which is Airbus, model, and airline. Okay, so you've got LukeAirTool, you've got another one here. Okay, so that's the one that we were using. So somehow they've managed to do it. Of course, you'd expect LukeAirTools to do it, as it's his software. But you can see here it says under development. All right, you can save it locally or save it and upload. Okay, so that's that. If you decide to create, if you can work around the problem that I can't work around at the moment. All right, so that's workshop, and back to tools, seat plan center, custom audio. Okay, so this is what we want to have a look at. So we've got the recognizable familiar icons there that we looked at. Now we've got boarding audio on the left. Okay, so boarding audio, just to show you how I got that audio in. So we'll go to airline. So you got to choose the airline you want, okay, for the boarding audio. Let's choose one that I haven't programmed yet. So let's just choose BA. Okay. There's that sync data again. I'm not sure why that's there. That's gone off now. Okay, let's just leave that BA and add in boarding music to BA so we can get path. And let's select something different. Let's select this one here. Okay, and click add. Okay, and if we go to announcements, now if we select BA, so click on B, so announcements, and click on B, go to BA, and hopefully there we are. There's the boarding music for BA. Alright, cool. So that's basically how you would put your boarding music in. Alright, so back to tools, back to custom audio. Now you've got custom extra. Okay, so this is where the other bit comes in for those numerical keys. So let's choose our airline name again. So let's go to TUI, the aircraft airline that we're using at the moment. So TUI, and now what you have to do to get your custom announcement, you actually have to make it yourself. Okay, so the way you do that is use your PC's recording ability. Okay, so every PC is you can record using the software, the inbuilt software on the Windows system, or if you've got Mac, there's some sort of recording system. If you can't find that, just maybe download a recording software. I use this one here called Audacity. All right, so that's what I'm using to record this. Okay, it's freely available. Okay, just go to Audacity website. I'll try and put a link in the description below, and you can create your MP3 based file here. Okay, and you've even got effects there. You can actually just tune it up should you so desire. All right, just use any standard headset. Like I've used a HyperX headset. I think the more standard you use, then the more authentic it sounds. So let me show you what I actually created earlier. All right, so where were we? Tools, custom audio, and custom extra. Okay, airline name. All right, TUI. Okay, so basically what you do, you go to your airline. Now you select the number. Now I think I've already put it in here, so I'm not going to use that one. So let's choose a new number. So let's choose actually number 3. Okay, choose number 3, and then it brings up the dialog. Go to where you saved the MP3 file. So let's go to MP3 files and go to custom pilot announcement. So that's one I made earlier. Okay, and open.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you haven't already done so, please stow.
There we are, and choose on save audio. Okay, there we are. Okay, so if we then go back to our flight setup. Okay, so we're back there. It actually saves the information for you. So start passenger simulator. Oops, I actually got to go back and click on that again and get the info again, and go back. There we go. Start the boarding process, and just drag this back over and board passengers. Go to number 2 and click on number 3.
Please stow your carry-on luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead bin. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt, and also make sure your seat back and folding trays are in their full upright position. If you are seated next to an emergency exit, please read carefully the special instructions card located by your seat. If you do not wish to perform the functions described in the event of an emergency, please ask a flight attendant to reseat you. If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our flight attendants. Thank you.
Alright, so you can see what I'm saying about the microphone. Just use a standard microphone and it really does come up more authentic than using a high quality studio microphone. Alright, so let's just go back and we can actually come out of this. Okay, so back to our custom audio. You can actually go to edit, delete. Okay, so you can edit and delete those audio announcements and share it. And this one here is install pack. So if you click on that, you can actually go to the install pack section. Now you can actually download from flightsim.to custom airline announcements. Okay, and it has a bunch of announcements within a zip file, and it actually will input that into the program. I haven't seen many on flightsim.to, to be honest with you. I've actually downloaded one or two. So basically, same principle as the custom audio. You would actually just browse on your PC for the announcement and the zip file, and you have to agree to a disclaimer because of copyright issues. Okay, and you put the type of airline that it is, and then you click install, and there it actually is on the app. All right, so now, so that is it really. If you want to actually add your custom announcements, this is quite handy because you can actually get family members to make announcements. And where you get the announcements from is if you go to so we go here and on the internet. So I've actually got it from this website here, passenger announcements and boarding. That's the one I used. Okay, so you can get someone else to do door closure, safety demonstration, and you can actually build your own custom announcements like that. Okay, it's getting pretty dark outside, isn't it? All right, so moving along, we've been to workshop. Okay, yeah, well, no, we actually didn't do workshop. So this is where you can actually download the seat plans. So you've got a number of members who've actually created their own seat plans for various aircraft. You see A320 and various other aircrafts there. Okay, so all you have to do is select that, download it, and it will appear inside the program. Okay, just choose your model and so on and so forth. Okay, and settings, we had a brief look at that. Account, main app, social. Okay, you've got map settings there. You can actually download or use Google Maps, Bing Maps, OpenStreetMaps, and customize. Okay, so you can actually customize the tabs and your supporters, progress here. Okay, and about. Okay, so yeah, I think that is about it for now for LukeAirTools. Pretty much you've got what you need to actually get this program running, and there isn't actually much more to tell you about really. So that would actually get you running. I've actually been using this constantly since I've downloaded it. It's been out for a year now, so they're celebrating their anniversary. All right, but once you get used to this, you know, especially if you're flying the A320 Airbus or another jet, then you'll always want to actually have it on, because it really does add to that flight immersiveness once you start using it. So yeah, so I'd recommend it definitely. All right, and that I think is the end of the tutorial. So I hope you've learned something. I hope you it's made it easier for you to understand and to use LukeAirTools. So brilliant. Thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.